Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Matt Leonard.
Bill, do you love to jump and run and slide and kick and climb and then jump some more?
Oh, I love to do all that stuff, except my body doesn't.
Well, today we're going to talk about a brand new business here in Nassau County that lets kids, and yes, even adults like you and me, all ages, Bill, do all of that and more. It's called Empire Adventure Park on the second floor of the Samanea Mall, formerly known as the Source Mall in Westbury.
Our guest today is Matthew Mullen, the owner and creator of the entire concept. Matt, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Thank you, Bill and Matt. I'm thrilled to be here.
And I'm really excited. I love the way in the introduction, the owner and creator, because I've been there. I've seen it, and I think this is an amazing creation. So tell us about the Empire Adventure Park. This isn't just a small undertaking. I think it's 35,000 square feet?
Yes, it's 35,000 square feet, and I had a absolute time of my life picking out all the attractions, the decorations and so forth to the park, and just even the naming, Empire State, with all the different theming that goes on with all the different iconic attractions from New York City and around the state as well.
And I'm just going to interrupt to say, if somebody doesn't know where the Samanea Mall is, it's what a lot of us on Long Island call the old Fortunoff Mall, and it's right on Old Country Road, literally about 2 miles from Nassau Community College.
Yes, Fortunoff's. We used to be Orbacks before that, I recall.
Oh, wow, good memory. Yes,
way back on that. And yes, Fortunoff's was there, and we're in the spot that used to be occupied by off Saks Fifth Avenue, and right above where the 99 Ranch Market now is, and Dave & Buster's is right below us too.
So it's a fun place. You go, no matter what kind of fun you have, you want to eat, you go to the 99 Ranch Market. You want to just have a good time, you go to your place.
Oh, dining and entertainment, it's fantastic. You know, there's so many good options over there, and even more coming down the road at Samanea. So it's going to be a very good destination for a lot of fun for a lot of people.
I think you've got the right place at the right time.
I think so. I hope so.
So how do you come up with the idea to do all this? I understand the project's been in the work for about 5 years now, correct?
That's correct. It was a long time, and it took a little bit longer because the pandemic came along and trying to convince banks to come up with money and financing for a business that's means to bring masses of people together during a time that we couldn't be more than 6 feet from to each other was a little bit difficult of a sell to different banks. But it came about because I'm a lifelong Long Islander. I remember how vibrant that mall once had been with the Rainforest Cafe, the carousel that was within the mall, all the different stores that you were able to go to. And I would drive past and say, what can I possibly do at that space? What would be a good business? And what would be good for the community? And then one Columbus weekend, I'm in Rochester. And if you've been to Rochester, it does rain a lot up there. So it rained, and my kids were not able to go to the ropes course with their cousins. So we went indoor to a trampoline park. And as I pulled up to the trampoline park, my mind only went to, it's going to smell like feet. It is going to be creaky, cheap trampolines that are, this is going to be dangerous, and I don't want my kids in this place. I went in, and it was beautiful lines of sight, gorgeous. The trampolines were so well put together, and it did not smell like feet. So I was very happy within that. And I looked at this, I looked at the business model and said, I have to bring this to Samanea, or to what I always call the Source Mall, and thought that would be a great addition for our community.
Was that your your first pick? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot with that, but for Long Island, did that come immediately to you, or were you looking out at Suffolk or Queens?
That came immediately to me. It did come immediately to me, and I went there, and they originally said no, and I went out and I had letters of intent out for several different locations within Long Island, and one was going to be further out on the island. And as it turns out, once the pandemic came and the downturn in the mall happened, they pulled their funding. They were going to give us a lot of tenant improvement allowance, and they no longer had the money from that business. So they pulled it out, And then I went back and spoke to the Samanea folks again. And fortunately, they had a change in their vision of what they were going to do with the mall. No longer were they looking to do just solely furniture, but lifestyle was definitely something that they were very interested in, and we were able to put a deal together.
Matt, I have to have a little fun with the two Matts now, and I'm addressing both of you. This is like a girl who hasn't had a date in 10 years and turns you down. This is an empty mall that said, no, we don't want your business, even though it's a thriving business, bring a lot of people in. They've got nobody else there, and I know it. It's been empty for years.
It has been empty for
gosh,
for more than a decade. Yes,
and they said no.
And they said no.
Wow.
But, fortunately, they had a different vision for where they wanted to take the mall and the tenancy and what would be good for the mall.
I got to ask you, talk. It just sounded so funny when you first said that. All I could think of the other show, The Biggest Loser, or you must say to yourself, "Oh, this isn't for me. God's not on my team this year." Oh, gee, that's a tough rejection.
I have to say, it did take me a while to stop scratching my head and figure out what the heck happened there. But thankfully, we were able to put it together, and it's working out beautifully now.
It is, and it's up and running, and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So without mentioning specific prices, how does this work? You pay by the hour, or what's included and what isn't included in the general admission?
Oh, great. You have the pay by the hour is mainly the way that we do this. So you have a 60-minute, 90-minute, or 120-minute jump time within there. And there are 17 different attractions within the park, of which 15 are all included within the price. So you have laser tag, you have trampoline dodgeball, the Valo jump, Valo motion, Valo arena, and the Valo climb, all the augmented and mixed reality stuff, the ninja obstacle course, the adventure maze. There is a ton to do within that. The only two things that aren't included are the esports arena, and that's simply because, and the hyper deck. That's simply because of a throughput issue, that we can't possibly put enough people through for the occupancy that we have to have everybody have a nice experience. So they can buy it and do it a la carte, and it's only a couple of dollars extra to do that.
Now, that's a cool term. So for our audience, the throughput, just explain that again, because most of us haven't heard that. When you mentioned that before the show, that took me by surprise. What does throughput mean? Throughput
means the amount of people that can use an attraction within a certain period of time. So we'll rate the number of minutes, so such as laser tag. So you can put 23 people through every 8 minutes. Or you have the trampolines that will have a number of you have 17 different. Oh, now I have to go back and check the number of trampolines. But there's a certain amount of trampolines, a certain amount of people that can do the trampolines, and how much time they're expected to spend on that. Dodgeball will have the same number. Valo jump, Valo arena with 6 people, and the length of time in the game being 90 seconds. Different things like that will let you know the throughput, how many people per hour can do this. So you can figure there's going to be a certain amount of people queuing to get into the attraction, a certain amount of people doing the attraction. Then they're going to move to another attraction as well. So you have the right occupancy levels, and you have the right amount of people within the park. You don't want to have frustrated people that are waiting around constantly in a line that never seems to go anywhere. Otherwise you're going to have to sell fast passes like Disney does, and deal with frustrated people. I was just going to say, from a business viewpoint, and again, I'm talking to Matt on my one side and Matt on my other side. So, but that's nice of you, obviously, for business reasons. But it's good too, because if I came in there with my kids and they stand online waiting for even 5 minutes, feels like no, because you can't wait to get on these events and try them. I see the kids in there; they're all happy. They're running around, they're having a good time, and knowing the throughput time, at least you know roughly how long it's going to be, so that no one is getting a little too excited about it or losing interest. Absolutely. When you have a bracelet that tracks the amount of time that you're in the park. And that's what you have, right? They get a bracelet? They get a bracelet with an LED, so we program it. So I truly love this bracelet, because if you, as a parent, are running 15 minutes late, because we all know the kids will take as much time as they need, and you never seem to be able to get the door at the right time. You're not going to be tied to that paper bracelet that only gives you a certain amount of time that you have to, you maybe lose 15 or 20 minutes because the kids were late. And you're late for no, this, we program it. You get the exact amount of time. So if you show up early, you show up late, you can start and go. You don't have to wait, or you don't have to feel like you paid for something you didn't get.
A friend of all parents.
I've been there. I've had that same experience with my kids, and they never seem to be able to get out the door in a timely fashion. So I know how that's like.
I have a lawyer's question for you, but I'm going to let Matt go because I know we have a bit of a break that he has to mention. So after he takes the break, I'll come back to you.
You are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. My name is Matt Leonard, here with Bill Horan, and today we are learning about the Empire Adventure Park, a new 35,000 square foot indoor space on the second floor of the Samanea Mall on Old Country Road in Westbury. Our guest today is creator and owner Matt Mullen. Bill, you had a question?
I do, and one of the things today, unfortunately, we all have to look at is insurance issues, and any type of virtually anything. I mean, if you walk down the street, if there's rocks on the street or a roadway that's out of line, what insurance issues do you face in a place like this?
When we were building out and creating the attractions, we had to look at the safety factors on certain things. We had one attraction that is the sweeper, and originally that was designed on trampolines. We took a look at the industry statistics for injury on that, and quite honestly, it was appalling. So we went and found a safer alternative. We found one that was on basically a blow-up airbag material, that when people jump and they fall, they're not hitting a hard surface, that they were able to fall safely onto these this big airbag, with the inflatable that was in there. And that was a great thing to find within there. The design of our trampolines, we went with hexagons instead of the regular squares and rectangles that people were using, simply because it didn't promote the long tumbling runs that a lot of places had that led to the injuries. And we stayed away from the warped walls that went up the side that caused a lot of sprained ankles. The platforms that you have were put towards the back, so by the time you jump off of what is supposed to be a seat, if you do jump off of that, you're warmed up by the time you get to the back into these seats, that you're not going to have a cold ankle or anything like that when you get to it. And so a lot of thought went into the design and the safety that went into the attractions. Purposely, we didn't put anything with the harnesses because people would have to be specially trained on harnesses, safety factors of getting people up at higher heights as well. And so we stayed away from that purposely to avoid any type of injury too.
It's very interesting what you have to think of doing something like this. And as I was preparing for that question, I'm saying, I'm sitting between the two Matts, Matt Leonard, Matt Mullen, the gentleman who created Empire Adventure Park. And when I was over there recently to take a look at it, you do have mats between everything. So if someone isn't bouncing on a trampoline, if for some reason they either get off improperly or twist an ankle or something, they're falling on something, I think it's 3 or 4 inches thick. And even an old guy like me, I looked around and said, I'm safe here. This is the kind of place I like because everything is cushy.
I came from the insurance industry
before
this. So, when I look at this, I'm looking at risk management and mitigating risk. And so
exactly
that was something that I definitely had I'd have to say I had a good time chatting with the people within the insurance industry about how we build this properly and following all the standards through ASTM.
I'm glad you said that because for parents, sometimes we think, oh, why did they do it this way? Why didn't they? People do ahead of time check out the risk management. As you said, if something didn't seem safe or was more problematical, and as an observer, I looked and I said, there's mats between everything. So even if someone was between, what would you call them, games or trampolines, there's a mat there that if someone fell or kids start pushing each other, they're going to fall on something soft.
Netting in certain areas, padding in certain areas, just so if you fall off or fall into, you're not going to get hurt. You're just going to, bounce off a net or, hit a pad.
If an old man like me feels safe, then the kids, they're just going to bounce. They go back up and they continue bouncing.
Kids will bounce back.
There you go.
So this obviously sounds like a great place for kids to be and have fun, but tell us more specifically about the birthday packages you offer for the kids.
Well, we have 2 different packages, one for the weekday and one for the weekend. And then there's also within those, they offer a private party room, or we offer a private party room as well. So it's a 2-hour package. You have the 10 kids plus the birthday kid, and then you can add on more people within the package as well. They have open jump time and can choose between a private game of laser tag or a private dodgeball game refereed. And then they can either choose to be led around by their party host, or you can just have a free open playtime. The experience so far that we've had within the first month of being soft open, it seems like the free open playtime is really well received. The kids like that a lot. But, with some of the younger kids, the structured, being led around to different attractions seems to work very well too.
Now, what's your favorite part if you were going in there, or when it closes? Which one do you run around and play on?
Valor Arena, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I absolutely am. I'm in love with that game. We have one in there called Groundfall that looks like the floor is lava. You jump from spot to spot, and if you're not on that spot, your image on the screen is falling down. You get to see yourself in the game. There's a bunch of other games within that, like Photobomb, that is so much fun to play too. So you can always collect your video at the end of that. I really have a great time with the Valor Arena.
That's incredible. I mean, I don't know how much I'd want to see myself on video after that personally. I don't know if I'd be very good, but that does sound really. I mean, how does the technology work and all that? Is it augmented reality, right?
Yeah, we have augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality. So, the blanket term for all of them is XR. But the augmented reality, you see your image on the screen as your motion is causing that image to move. Within the mixed reality, you are interacting with the digital image on the screen. And, of course, within virtual reality, you are fully immersed in the game and you see the feel and you're moving along with it. It's really a great experience, especially on VR with a hyperdeck. That is a tremendous game. Unfortunately, that's one that, with the throughput issues that we have, we can only put 20 people through per hour on that one. So that one is a little bit extra. And when you buy a ticket, it would be $10 extra at this time. And the floor comes up and moves 3 degrees in any direction. The wind comes from all 4 walls. The heat's coming from the ceiling. You actually feel like you're flying when you're in this game. So we have 3 different games on there, 4 different spots. And when you can, it's a different game from each spot within each little turret that you would stand at. But that is a really thrilling game.
I have to admit, my speed is the merry-go-round. Do you have anything like the merry-go where I get on a little horse and just go up and down and I'm perfectly happy, and at the end somebody gives me some popcorn?
Well, we have within all the augmented and mixed reality games, there are so many different choices and levels that you can change it to age appropriate. So,
does it go up this high when you're saying age appropriate? It really goes that high. Okay,
we could take the climbing wall and move it down to a 60% level, so you can't get any further up than that. So you don't even have to really climb on the wall. You can just walk around and touch the things. It's great for very, very young and very old. On the
I fit into the very, very old, so we better keep it safe because they want me here at the studio, so I have to come back the next day. They're going to blame you if anything goes wrong.
One of the brilliant things about the design within these games is they become changeable. So different ages within the park. So if you have toddlers in the morning time, then middle schoolers and high schoolers in the afternoon, you can change the game to the age appropriate, or they can choose to change it when they're standing right there. So it moves and changes with the age group.
That's just so amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was just thinking, if I went to someone and talked about augmented reality and virtual reality when my other show started 35 years ago, they would put me in a padded cell, and it wouldn't be in your business. It would be someplace separate. And it's so cool, the things that you're talking about, and for the kids today that they get the chance to experience this. This is great.
It's an amazing experience. One of the things that I really loved, the way it came out, is called Quantum Space, and it's mixed reality. It's not a game, but it is the sensors pick you up, and we have a 15-foot by 8-foot high LED screen and 2 trampolines in front of it. And your motions when you're jumping on the trampoline show up as an abstract art show with pops and fizzles of colors, and it is visually stunning. It is really beautiful. And I'm the first person to ever put it with the LED screens and the trampolines together like this. So you will find this no place else in the world except for over in Westbury.
When you started saying that, the sensors pick you up, I thought you were leading up to saying if somebody was making trouble, you have a virtual bouncer. And I honestly thought they were going to do that. The sensors would pick you up and not hurt you in a way, but, deposit you outside and in the parking lot so you could easily leave quickly because you're disrupting the others.
It's not like the sensors of the FCC or anything
not
like
that.
You are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. My name is Matt Leonard here with Bill Horan, and today we are learning about Empire Adventure Park, a new 35,000 square foot indoor space on the second floor of the Samanea Mall on Old Country Road in Westbury. Our guest today is the creator and owner, Matt Mullen. Matt, we briefly mentioned laser tag earlier. I know it's a very popular thing with kids. It was popular with me when I was a kid. I loved laser tag. But I understand yours is all New York City themed, right?
Yes, we had a great time putting this together. We had a wonderful company called Creative Works out of Indiana, and their artists did a spectacular job. The bases are subway cars.
Wow.
They really look great, and they have a red one and a blue one, and then you have all the different iconic New York City, like Wall Street and Broadway and so forth, and a 20-foot Statue of Liberty that is blacklit in the middle. We have the Empire Adventure Park helicopter hanging off the wall that when you shoot the target under there, it will make the helicopter noises and start to say a couple of things. And a little change in elevation, but it has a great New York City vibe, and of course, Empire State. So we wanted to make sure that we keep the New York theme going throughout the entire park. I am very, very thrilled and love to show off how beautiful that arena is, and the vests that they come with, the array of, it's the full rainbow of colors that come on these laser tags. Yes.
Matt, this is my favorite question. What would the Matt Mullen 5 years from now, in roughly 2029, want you to know about this venture? You'd be looking back 5 years in the future.
The Matt Mullen from 5 years from now would want to know that the point-of-sale systems need to be integrated much better with the bracelet systems, and that the computer systems needed to talk to each other a lot better before we started the soft opening. But fortunately, we did a soft opening, and we were able to get the integration nearly complete. It's going to be a work in progress probably for about the next 6 months until we're able to get the systems to talk to each other.
And I'm guessing, too, you'd probably be figuring that now we have 25 of these adventure parks. Now we have to, expand like Disney World and other places like that.
Oh, I'd love to expand all throughout Long Island and up through New York City, Westchester, and so forth, round out to different areas around the country. And that would be good.
The neat thing is you're not dependent on weather. It can rain. It could be a storm outside, right? You know.
I prefer bad weather.
Okay, I didn't think of that, but that's true. And everybody can't go to the beach. They go to you.
Oh, if they can't go to the beach and it's raining outside or snowing outside, and the great thing about the Samanea Mall, if they come into our parking garage in the back, it's not raining on you. It's not snowing on you. You don't have to worry about clearing the car off afterwards.
That's true. You have that big parking area.
I love that about our location. So I keep trying to get people to go to the back into the parking garage and park within there. It just makes things a lot more convenient. I have a great time going out, and I don't have any. I don't have a hot car to get into, when I'm going to get back into the car at this point, or. And when it's raining out, I'm not getting wet. I'm just walking across the bridge and into the car.
I never thought that, but for Long Island, which is known for its beaches, that's perfect in the summer. If some vacationers are here and they want to do something, this is the perfect outlet. And again, everything is covered. It's inside.
Even with our new reality here of bad weather, the air quality alerts that happened last week and the high heat, the camps couldn't go outdoors. And so they all look to come inside, and people are coming in too. And they all come in because they, don't want to be outside with the dangerous air quality.
What was it, Matt? And now I'm talking to Matt Leonard. A couple of years ago, there was that alert, like, don't breathe the air. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Don't go outside. I forget what it was. The air was so bad for like 2 days.
That was the
wildfires.
Canadian fires or something. But it was like, what are you supposed to do? But now we know what to do. Go to Empire Adventure Park and have a good time, and then have a party in the party room and do all the events.
If the sky turns orange again, yes.
There you go.
Matt, I have to ask you, because I have a family member with autism, and I think a big part of any place like this is you want everybody and anybody to be included. So I want to ask, do you have any autism or sensory-friendly hours where maybe the music and lights are dimmed, or, a place that could be so overstimulating is a little less stimulating so you can get more kids included?
Definitely. Monday nights is specifically the night that we picked for the sensory nights, and so the lights get turned. The flashing lights and the theatrical lights get turned off. And then we turn up the white lights and we turn down the music. And we're also working with ACDS and Brooklyn Autism Center to have training for the staff members. So they understand how to work within this community as well. We also, with ACDS, are working towards getting people hired from their group homes to be greeters and also work at the park as well, so we can bring more inclusive environment, because there is a very difficult time for people to get people within the autism spectrum or Down syndrome spectrum to have employment opportunities. And so we really wanted to make sure that we put that forward and include that within what we do.
Matt, my next question follows up with that, but are you looking to hire people? And if so, I'm just imagining the ad, like the old ads in the newspaper, looking for someone with spring in their step, want to hit the heights or something. And I'm being corny about it, but is there somebody special? Are you looking for the athletic type person, former gymnasts, athletes, etc.?
I'm looking for somebody that's going to be the brightest part of somebody's day. I want somebody that when the party comes into the front door, or someone for general admission, that someone's going to have a smile on their face and happy to see them, and be happy to check them in. Someone that's going to be a court monitor, that is going to be in a good mood, paying attention. I don't need the grumpy person. I want that brightest part of somebody's day.
That's so true. I just went to a doctor yesterday, and because of the way the first person greeted me and the nurse when I went in the room, I said, "You made it very relaxing. You really calmed me down about the situation." And here you want to make it fun, because that's why people are coming there. And I think you have the exact.
It's all about the culture.
Approach.
You start it from the top down. You make a culture where people like to come to work, make it fun, and it will trickle down, and the customers will have a much better experience.
Before we wrap up, tell us again the name of the company and how we get there.
Oh, Empire Adventure Park. It is the second floor of the Samanea Mall, formerly the Source Mall. Best to park in the second floor of the parking garage. There are plenty of signs to get you into our space, and you will have a very good time coming.
And what are your hours and days?
Currently with the summer hours, open at 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday, and then 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday.
Our guest has been Matthew Mullen. He's the creator and owner of Empire Adventure Park, located on the second floor of the Samanea Mall in Old Country Road in Westbury. Matt, thanks so much for being with us, informing us of all the good information you've given us, and making us look forward to jumping up and down and bouncing.
Oh, thank you. I've had a wonderful time. I'm thrilled that you asked me to come in, and this has been a great experience.
It has been a lot of fun. I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Matt Leonard. We thank you for listening to this week's edition of My Hometown.
We like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC at ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.